Hello, it's Adele from Let's Get Inky, and I have got my September Fauxbonichi flick through. Now, flip, whatever I'm doing. If you don't know what a Fauxbonichi is, check out my other video. I might even put a link here. Woo, I bet you it doesn't appear there. I have a video showing my August flip through as well as my setup for September. So this is the Miguel Ruiz, we can't say that, Miguel Ruiz book. I ordered it online from Barnes & Noble, but I know I think it's about $10 in America. You can just walk in and grab it, and it's thick, super thick. I think it's 200, 300, something like that, and it just feels lovely. It's got a satisfying thump, which I always look for in a notebook. Yep, I'm a paperholic. So let's get into it. I am planning on actually doing weekly Fauxbonichi flips, but I did get a little bit behind this month because it was end of term, and I'm a teacher, and end of term there's all sorts of things on. So you've seen this if you've watched my flip through, a little title page. And what I've decided to do is every month I'm going to pick 3 selfies, because I take a lot of selfies, I'll admit it, but it's good to look back on what I looked like and what I was wearing, or the fashion, things like that. So I'm choosing 3 selfies that sum up the month at the end of the month and putting them with a currently card. So this is what I got. Now, I am going to say most months will probably be like this. 1 normal one and 2 normal Adele ones, pretty much. So I just searched on Pinterest for currently card, and then used my Epson Picture Make software to put these 4 photos on one piece, and just used some scraps from my scrap box to add a little bit of extra, I don't know, layering texture. And then this is from the List Has Got a List challenge, which is a daily journaling prompt from the Reset Girl. You can find that out on her website. It says theresetgirlshop.com. So you can have a look at that, and I've incorporated those into every page on my Fauxbonichi. So that is the start. Then we have my calendar page, and that's my excellent self-portrait. Oh, I can't draw people. I cannot draw people. But you know what? I'm going for the cartoon look. It's all good. So what I did is every day I just chose an icon or something that just summed up the day, pretty much. So this day was the last day of school. This was Around the World Day at school. So I dressed up as a koala because my class studied Australia. This night we went over to a friend's house and for The Bachelor. We hadn't watched The Bachelor before, but went over there for Batchy night. And then, so here I went to my mum and dad's house for the day. So I drew a picture of their house. This, it's job application time, and I can't stand job application time. It's the worst time in the year for me. So I finished them, and I did a surprised face because I was surprised that I finished them the day before they were due. So that was good. And then just used some washi here to decorate the edges. Now, the only problem is my book has kind of split. So I might have to get some thick masking tape and just put it down there, just to make sure it is secure. So that's my calendar page. Then I'm not going to go through what I did every day. I'll just point out little bits and pieces. Here we go. Okay, so each day what I've done is up the top here I've put these little glasses stamp. I think it was from maybe a Kaisercraft set. And I just put something creative that I did every day. So I try and do something creative every day, even if I just watch YouTube videos for an hour and get ideas and inspiration, or go pinning or put something on Instagram. Just try and do something little every day. So I did a lot. I've been loving, I bought these, I have more, but I bought these Tombow brush markers, and they are divine. Expensive, but divine. So far, let's see, these are the colours I have. I know, I even have green. What planet are we on? So that's what I've got so far. I bought them to do some flowers with, so I had to buy the green, but that's what I've got. And hoping to broaden my collection very soon, because it's been fun to just do a little bit of script writing, especially on days when you don't do a lot, because there are days where not much happens. So I've got my date. These are, what are those numbers? I think they're K's Craft. Not quite sure where the numbers came from, but you could just use any number. And then in this box here, I'm trying to use up my stamps and get some of those dusty old stamps that I've got hidden around out. So here, I've used this List So Good. This is from a very old Gossamer Blue Project Life kit, I think from last year, maybe the beginning of last year. And that's my little List Has Got a List, which I thought was quite handy that I still had that stamp set. Down the bottom, I started doing this, but it just failed. It failed miserably, the water intake. No, don't care about that anymore. And then I'm going to change it up every month and do some sort of gratitude-y, love, thankful stamp. And then I just wrote something that I was thankful for every day. So this is the first page. I really enjoyed doing this. I copied the apps, what they look like on my phone, for my favourite phone apps, and I thought that was quite fun. And then these little guys are cute. Back to school memories, freaking stationery shopping. I love stationery shopping. Found out I've been spelling stationery wrong for years. I always spelt it with an A. I thought they were the same. Yep. And I call myself a teacher. But it's an E. So there you go. Learn something every day. And let's see, this is our Father's Day breakfast at school. It was a busy, busy day. Oh, and I put the weather too. So usually what I do, because I don't do my Fauxbonichi every single day, I often have to catch up about 3 days at a time. I just draw the weather on a post-it note. What I usually do, actually, I should tell you that. If I'm behind, I'll just write on a post-it note a couple of little points and stick it in, and I'll draw the weather. And then I can go back at the end of the month and put in the actual temperature. But I found it very hard to find the actual weather, like what, was it sunny, cloudy, rainy, whatever. But it's much easier to find the temperature. So then washi tapes I'd love to see those. This is a fun stamp that I just realised that I had. It's one that you can use for lots of different colours too. What else do we have? Father's Day, which is fun. Father's Day coincided with International Bacon Day, which I find a bit of a coincidence. And the funny thing was, went out for Father's Day breakfast with the in-laws, and as I was coming back to my seat, my bacon I tripped, and my bacon went flying across the restaurant, like 2 meters, but it was right in front of a table of ex-students from my school. It was really embarrassing, but I figured it was okay because it was National Bacon Day. How I spent the weekend, just trying to do, I know a lot of people do watercolour in their Fauxbonichi, but I'm not a huge fan of the wrinkly pages, so I think I'm going to stick to my coloured pencils and my Tombow brush markers. And these were teachers that made an impact on my life, which I thought was sweet. Oh, this was a terrible day with computer problems at school. I'm the IT coordinator, and they just would not behave themselves. It was driving me crazy. And then we had a friend's wedding coming up, so I did a few things. I have a vintage wedding hire business on the side, and did a few things for their wedding, did a table plan and games and guest book and things. So they came and picked them up. There are a lot of, that's me with my crazy hair. There are a lot of days where I slept a lot, catching up on sleepless nights. I have really tough time sleeping sometimes, so I make up for it with afternoon naps. This I love. first things I think about in the morning. Focus. Oh, it's not the weekend yet. No, 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 no. Okay, 5 more minutes. Am I late yet? What was that bang? Bunnies, what are you doing? Are you having a toast protest? They eat toast with me every morning, which I know is a little bit naughty, but they love it. Just a little bit of the crust. And if we don't get up at our normal time, sometimes they start to run a ruckus and they start to go crazy. And then what am I going to wear today? I just really like these little faces and how they turned out. Then we had my friend's wedding, which was beautiful. They had perfect weather. It was outside and it was gorgeous. And then we slept under the stars with some friends on mattresses because that's what you do. Impromptu sleepover in the middle of a park. This picture coincides with this one, which if you follow me on Instagram, I'm Inky Quill on Instagram, and a child made me a pasta necklace, and of course I wore it because I love them, and I love it when they make me things. It's so sincere and just beautiful. And so I put it on and then realised I went to the shop at lunchtime with my pasta necklace on because that's how I roll. This day was ridiculous. It was 28 degrees and boiling hot. It's not summer. It was only the 15th day of spring. 28 degrees! Too hot. Way too hot. And then what else happened? Went over to a friend's house for dinner. 3 freaking days until the end of school. We all needed it. We all needed it. I think 4-day weeks would be so much more productive. Really do. It was around the world day, so I used that new Amy Tan stamp from her Finders Keepers, which was perfect, and just put "we were here" over the top because I stuffed it up a little bit. You can always cover it up. Then it was the last day of school. This is a little inside joke with my mum and I. We always joke that we say it in a really ditzy voice, clean hair is better than dirty hair. And that was what I did for things I learned from my parents. I learned many more things, but I was feeling in a bit of a comedic mood that day, I guess. I had a friend's hens night and I just drew a cityscape here using the grid as a bit of a guideline. I love this stamp. This is from a new stamp set that I got. Where is that from? Sweet Stamp Shop? Sweet something? Sweet Stamp Shop, I think. Things in my bag. And now we're into school holidays, so I'm home. And look at this. I made them like Poppet and Frida. They're my 2 little bunnies. I went crazy spring cleaning. I spent 3 days spring cleaning, hence this. I went fully into the spring cleaning. But this day, I was so hungry. I think because I was moving around so much. I was starving. I ate all day long. I think it was good because I'm so used to the restrictions of school with recess at a set time and lunch at a set time. Quite often I don't get either because I'm too busy looking after children who are crying because they miss mum, or they've fallen over, or ringing parents, or emailing parents, or all sorts of things. So rarely I get to eat during the day. But I think my stomach was like, hey, Adele, you can eat whenever and whatever you like. It took me a few days to realise that. 4th day of the holidays. Then what else did we do? More spring cleaning, and then spring bucket list. No more cleaning. These are cute little stamps that I just got from Kelly Stamps. Same with this, where's the food? Then this day, now, not much happened this day, I thought. So it said best spring memories, and I put flowers bloom because I don't really have any other spring memories. So I went crazy with flower stamps, and then I remembered all of these things that we did because I did this a few days later. So I had to squeeze them in a little bit. And I felt a little bit sick. Songs that make me move, so I did a big playlist. The good thing about doing the List Has Got a List challenge in your Fauxbonichi is days where you didn't really do a lot, you can make your list really big. This day I just slept. I pretty much slept most of the day. But hey, I'm on holidays. I'm allowed to. Then we went out for brekkie. So I put this morning cup coffee tea. And we went to, my husband is a huge gamer. He has a gaming YouTube called The Gamery, if you want to show him some love. And we went to the launch of Assassin's Creed in Sydney, which was lots of fun. Got some funny lame photos. Finished my applications. Went and spent the day with mum and dad. They only live about half an hour away and I'm an only child, so it was lots of fun spending the day with them and their crazy dog. And then that's it. So now we're in to October. So what I've done so far for October is I've washi taped all the pages, and this month we're going with a blue theme. And this page is going to be for this. So what I'll do is I've got to print that off and cover it with scrapbook paper, and then I do this at the end. So as long as I've got some scrapbook paper there, it's all good. I've ruled up my calendar page, but I haven't filled in the numbers yet. And then I have ruled up all of my days, but I've got to go through and do the date and the day of the week, because otherwise it won't get done. I made this little card, which I thought I'd quickly show you. It's just a piece of cardstock, and it makes it so much easier to measure. So the first thing I do is I do all the washi tape. Then what I do is I get my little ruler. It's a lot easier with a smaller ruler rather than a big cumbersome foot-long one. And I do these two lines first. So I do the 6 down line, 6 down line, and the good thing is once you've got it on one page, you can just follow the line and you don't have to count it. And then I just push this up into the spine. I put a dot, a dot, a dot, move it down a bit, do a dot for there, and then do a dot for there. So I highly, and then rule my lines, of course, I highly recommend making one of these little ones just to slip. I'm going to slip this in here. For next month, it just makes it so much easier than counting every single little square. And I did increase, if you've watched my setup video, I did increase this one by 1 square and then took that square off that part, if that makes sense. So they're still the same. This one's 1 smaller, that one's 1 bigger, just because my glasses were slightly larger than the box. So that's my September flick through. So if you've got any questions, please let me know down below. If there's anything in particular you would like to see with my Fauxbonichi, let me know. If you'd like weekly flip throughs, let me know as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. Check out my other channel, Inky Quill, if you're into scrapbooking, and I will see you all soon. Bye! 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 Bye!